Italy, a single peninsula in the Mediterranean, would give birth to the greatest empire the ancient world had ever seen. The foundations began on the 7 hills of Rome, where a small city-state would ignite an extraordinary story of conquest and civilization that would shape 3 continents. The Roman Empire saw humanity's greatest achievements in law and engineering, but also its darkest chapters of slavery and brutality. After conquering the Italian peninsula over 2,000 years ago, they ventured across the Mediterranean. The Romans would encounter mighty civilizations from Carthage to Egypt, creating legendary battles that echo through history. Within centuries, their empire stretched from Britain to Mesopotamia, controlling what they called Mare Nostrum, RC. But how did the civilization that gave us republican government, Renaissance art, and modern European unity eventually collapse into fragments only to rise again? From Caesar's legions to Michelangelo, from Garibaldi's unification to Mussolini's fascism and democracy's triumph. This is the entire history of Italy. Long before any nation called Italy existed, the peninsula, stretching from the Alps to the Mediterranean, was home to a remarkable tapestry of ancient peoples who would lay the foundations for one of history's most influential civilizations. As the Bronze Age gave way to the Iron Age around 1000 BC, the fertile valleys and coastal plains had become a crossroads where diverse cultures, languages, and traditions would converge to shape the destiny of Europe and the world. In the north, Celtic tribes, known as the Gauls, had settled the Po Valley, bringing with them advanced metalwork techniques and warrior traditions from beyond the Alps. The central regions were dominated by the mysterious a sophisticated civilization that built magnificent cities like Tarquinia and Veii, developed advanced engineering and artistic techniques, and created a powerful confederation that would profoundly influence their neighbors. In the south, Greek colonists had established a network of prosperous city-states known as Magna Graecia, Greater Greece, bringing Hellenic culture, philosophy, and democratic ideals to places like Syracuse, Tarentum, and Naples. Yet, it was a small city-state on the banks of the Tiber River that would ultimately unite this fragmented peninsula and create an empire that would dominate the known world for over a millennium. According to legend, Rome was founded in 753 BC by Romulus and Remi, twin brothers raised by a but the historical reality was far more complex. The early Romans were likely a mixture of Latin tribes who gradually absorbed Etruscan political institutions, Greek cultural influences, and their own unique innovations in law, military organization, and governance. The Roman kingdom gave way to the Roman Republic in 509 BC when the last Etruscan king was expelled, and a revolutionary new system of government emerged, based on elected consuls or a senate of aristocrats and popular assemblies. This republican system, though dominated by patrician elites, proved remarkably adaptable and expansionist. Through a combination of military conquest, diplomatic alliances, and the gradual extension of citizenship rights, Rome began its inexorable expansion across the Italian peninsula. The conquest of Italy was neither swift nor easy. The Romans faced fierce resistance from GIC tribes in the north, Samnite confederations in the central mountains, and Greek city-states in the south. The invasion of Pius of Papyrus in 280 BC brought one of antiquity's greatest military minds to Italy, but even his tactical brilliance could not prevent ultimate Roman victory. By 264 BC, Rome had unified the Italian peninsula under its hegemony, creating a confederation that would serve as the foundation for Mediterranean dominance. The Punic Wars against Carthage, from 264 to 146 BC, marked Rome's transformation from Italian power to Mediterranean empire. The Second Punic War, featuring Hannibal's legendary crossing of the Alps and his devastating victories at Tribia, Lake Trasimene, and Cana, brought Rome to the very brink of destruction. Yet the Roman system's resilience, exemplified by leaders like Fabius Maximus and Scipio Aracanes, ultimately prevailed. Hannibal's defeat at Zama in 202 BC secured Roman dominance over the western Mediterranean and opened the path to global empire. The following centuries saw Rome's expansion into Greece, Asia Minor, Gaul, and beyond. But this unprecedented success came at enormous cost. The traditional Roman values of civic virtue and republican government were strained to breaking point by the wealth and corruption that flowed from conquered territories. The social wars, slave rebellions led by figures like Spartacus, and the rise of powerful generals like Marius Sulla, Pompey, and Julius Caesar revealed the Republic's fundamental contradictions.